Okay, so today's opener, as I said, is just a review of converting. So the first one here, we have a fraction, and I'm going to convert it to a decimal. How do I convert a fraction to a decimal, Darius? Can somebody help Darius out? How do I convert a fraction to a decimal? Devontae? How do I convert a fraction to a decimal? Yeah, so you take your numerator and you divide it by your denominator. Those of you that are getting your notes out, good. So what's 3 divided by 16? So go ahead, I'm listening. I'm listening to you. 1875, is that right? Good. Just a reminder, make sure you're putting your equal signs between each step and you're boxing your final answer. Next one, you have a decimal. You're changing a decimal to a percent. There's 2 ways that I can change this decimal to a percent. What's one of them, Darius? Multiply it by 100. So I can take 0.971 and I can multiply that by 100. And what does that get me, Darius? And then we'll pass them out after the opener.
Okay, great.
So 97.1 what? Percent. And we're going to box our final answer. What's the other way that I can change this decimal to a percent? Which direction? So I can also move my decimal twice to the right and get the exact same answer. I do not care which way you choose to do, but just make sure you show your work which other way you choose to do it. Next spot, you now have a decimal. You want to change this decimal to a fraction. How do you change a decimal to a fraction? This was our very first lesson. Brendan, how do you change a decimal to a fraction? Okay, so what's the place value of this last digit? And what place value is that in? Say again? Try again. Which one? Pick one. You sure? Okay, I think you're right. Thousands. It's Monday. It's all right. Oh, yeah, you guys didn't have to be here Friday, so you've been out of school for a minute. Okay. So your denominator is based on what place value that 2's in. So we have 10, 100, 1,000, thousands. So 1,000 is my denominator. My numerator is in what, Brendan? And 2. It's basically the number without the decimal point. So we have 12 over 1,000. Now that we have a fraction, what do we always have to do with fractions? Reduce it. So what's 12 over 1,000 going to be reduced to? Hold on. I'm on, Brendan. Box your answer. Good. All right, this next one, we have a fraction, and I want to change the fraction to a percent. This is going to be 2 steps. So changing a fraction to a percent. Rihanna, remember how to do it? Mm-hmm. All right, tell me.
15 divided by 16.
Because that'll change it to a decimal. And then we're going to change that decimal to a percent by doing what?
I can get a decimal for that.
Yeah, you did. Where are you at? Okay, so you take 15 divided by 16. Then, okay, so you're going to take 15 divided by 16 times what?
Okay, 93.7.
Okay, how did you get that? You're missing one step. So we're going to divide it. Then we're going to
Multiply it
by 100. Yeah. You didn't tell me that, though. Okay, so we're going to take the fraction and change it to a decimal, then change the decimal to a percent by multiplying by 100. And when you do that, what did you end up with?
93.75.
And what should I have on the end of that? A percent sign. Next one. Now we have a percent. We're changing the percent to a decimal. Haley, how do I change a percent to a decimal?
Move it over.
Which direction? To the left. And where do I put the decimal point? Where do I start the decimal point off at? Behind the 0. So I'm going to move it to the left twice. So my answer is going to be what, Haley? 5 or 50. Do you need to have that 0 on the back of that 5? Nah, but you can have it there. Okay? What's the other way that I can change this percent to a decimal? So divide by 100. So I would take 50%. I would divide it by 100. And what do I get? Yeah, 0.5. The exact same thing. So 5/10. Last one. Now I'm going to change this percent to a fraction. How do I change? Well, first of all, what does a percent mean? So what's my denominator going to be? And my numerator? What? What's my numerator going to be? 4. Now that I have a fraction, just a 4. Remember, our numerator is just the number without the percent sign. So it's just going to be that 4. So 4 over 100 is now in a fraction. What do I have to do with my fraction? Reduce. What's 4 and 100 both divisible by? What else? 4. So if we divide them both by 4, 4 divided by 4 is? 100 divided by 4 is? Final answer? Box it.